So we've brought our pictures in and we've got our music there, but if we look at the timeline, we can see that the music ends at around about the slide 34, and we've actually got 66 images there. So we need to get rid of about half of them. So if we go to the slides view and click on the little arrow, triangle there, this brings us up into a light table view, and on this we can rearrange the images, we can delete them, and of course if you delete them, it's only deleting them from this little project, it's not deleting them from the computer. So we've got loading the boat people here, and that's probably the best image for the start of the show. I'd like to include an image of the interior of the cabin, so I'm going to drag that up there, and maybe the people on the back of the boat. There's a couple of images I like at the end of the show. There's that one there. I'm going to press the Shift key, select them both, and drag them to the end of the show, and maybe one little puffin at the end. Okay, so that'll be the end. So we're sorting out the beginning and the end of the show, but I need to get rid of about 30 images in order to fit in with the default slide duration of 5 seconds. As we can see in each one of those, you've got 5-second duration, and this little number up here means that we've got a transition of 2 seconds. So that's quite handy to view. So I'm going to select quite a few of these. I'm not taking much care in doing this. I just need to get rid of some purely for the purposes of this show. I'm pressing the control key whilst I'm doing this, and then at the end all I'll do is I'll press delete, and they will be deleted from view here. Okay, they will not be deleted from the computer. Delete. We've got 40 images now, so let's just get rid of a couple more. Okay, we've now got 37 images. So let's just click on the little triangle again and bring us back to the main view. Timeline, we can see we've still got maybe 3 images too many. Now there's a simple way of remedying this, and if we go to this little menu here, we can fit all slides to soundtrack, and we click on that, it will automatically shrink all of these images. And if we select one of these, go to customize slide, we can see that the slide duration is now 4.617, and that will be applied to every single image there. I'm going to say OK on that one. Okay, so we can also, within this timeline view, we can change the duration of each one of these images. If we select in the center of these two, we can change the relationship, the duration of each one between each other. If we select on one of them and drag, we can change the duration of the image to the left of it. If we want to make a precise change, we can select an image, go to customize slide, and just change the duration. I'll put that back to 5 seconds. If we want to change the duration of the fade in, let's see this one here, we've got a fade in here, press play. Okay. Now at the moment that's 2 seconds long. If we want to extend that, we can drag that and play that. So that makes it a very extended fade. We could drag it to the left and give it a very short fade. Okay. So we can do that all in the timeline, or you have the option of doing it more critically by just changing it within there. Right, so we're almost done now. What I'd like to do is put a title in this image here. Oops, we've gone a little bit too far with our little track there. We've got a fade in on this particular image. It's going to fade in for 2 seconds. If we don't want to fade in on that image, we can go to customize slide transitions, and just drag that down to 0. Okay, so it's going to be full, comes on the screen with a full no fade. Now, if I'd like to put title on this, we've got what's called the Objects and Animations menu here, and this is a very, very powerful tool. I'm only going to be touching a little bit on here. You got all the different tools up here. The one that we're going to be interested in at the moment is the text, the T tool there. We can drag this wherever we want. Within here, we can type in whatever we want. Skomer Island, we can change the colors of the fonts. Maybe have it yellow, maybe. Okay, something like that. We can change the size. We can rotate it. We can do whatever we want with this. So that's the title there. I'll just close that, and maybe we could put a little title just to remind people to wake up at the end. Customize slide, put a little title there. I'll move that to there and call that end. Now there are lots of things you can do in this timeline to get this to fade in and out, but I'm not going to do that on this particular simple show. So we've created our project. We've got the slides in, we've got the audio in. All we need to do now is to save our project, which goes to the PTE file, and then we can publish to an executable file. And I'm going to this is an executable file for a PC. There was a separate one for a Mac. So I'm going to put it to Skomer Island, and I'm going to call it Skomer Island, and it's going to have an executive extension there, which means it's a self-running file. Okay, so if I go to Windows Explorer, find my D drive, find Skomer Island, and there's the pictures to executable file. I'm going to double click on that. You can't actually see it, but it's opened up on another screen. Just close that down. And that's how you create a simple Pictures to Exe show.